How many games will the Jacksonville Jags win in 2026? What's going on, Jags fans? Or as I say, Duval! Um, and other fans, it's your boy Man Jones here back with another NFL record prediction. And this time we're doing an NFL record prediction for the Jacksonville Jags for 2026 NFL season. Where to get things started here, but I'm going to go game by game, pick by pick, game by game analysis, see which games I think the Jags will win and which games I think the Jags will lose. So before I give you my record predictions for the Jacksonville Jags for 2026 NFL season, don't forget to put a thumbs up, like the video, subscribe to my channel, more option. And comment down your opinion below to see how far you think the Jags will go. Do you think they'll make the playoffs? Do you think they can win the division? Or you think they're going to miss out on the playoffs and take a step back this year? Let me know in the comments section below what you guys think. Week 1, they got to kick things off against the Cleveland Browns. Obviously, I actually think they will beat the Browns at home because I just don't think the Browns are good. Like, they don't got Myles Garrett no more. He's gone. They traded him away. But they did add Jared Verse, which that's nice. The offensive line did add some pieces, so it could be better. The receiving core is not as good, even though they did improve wide receiver throughout the draft. But I'm not sure who the quarterback's going to be. Is it going to be Deshaun Watson? Is it going to be Shador Sanders? Or is it going to be Dylan Gabriel? But I don't think Deshaun Watson's anything special. And I kind of really think that, like, he's not anything special. Like, the Browns don't have good offense, and the defense could decline this year after losing Jim Schwartz and Myles Garrett. But I really think that the Jags are just a much more complete team, have the better quarterback, have the better coaching as well. I mean, the Browns going to be dealing with learning curves. They have a new head coach in Todd Monken, which I think he can run an offense and call plays, but I just don't think he's going to have the quarterback to function it. And Jacksonville has better offense as well. And, the Browns defense play a lot of man coverage. And when they play a lot of man coverage against the Jags, it opens things up for Trevor Lawrence. So I think the Jags offense finds a way to move the ball here. And I think their defense will make more plays because they have a great pass rush that can really get after the quarterback. But their secondary may not be good, but I think their defense will look good. So I think it's going to be a beatdown. I think the Jags beat them down. So, yeah. Week 2, they play against the Denver Broncos on the road. This is definitely a game that can go either way. Last year, I believe the Jags did go into Denver and beat them, which I think it did happen. So, yeah. So that's something you got to remember. But most people could be on Jacksonville as well because Jacksonville does have the better quarterback in this game. Because I'm much more a believer in Trevor Lawrence than Bo Nix. But I'm leaning Broncos here because playing in Denver is kind of a tough outing. And, I just really think that the Broncos, they pretty much have like a better defense. I think they're a much more complete team. And I think they have a much more better receiving core after they added Jalen Waddle to go along with Courtland Sutton. And I don't think your defense will have an answer for Jalen Waddle or Courtland Sutton or Evan Ingram. I just think those pass catchers for the Broncos is going to be too much for your secondary to handle. So, yeah, and I just really think that the Broncos defense will make more plays because they do have the pass rush to get after Lawrence. They have the secondary to man up against the Jags receiving core. So, yeah. So, I think the Broncos win. They're a much more better team, have much more better coaching staff. So, yeah. I got the Broncos winning that game. Week 3 against the New England Patriots. This is another game I could see go either way. I mean, I could definitely see the Patriots win this game because most people could be on the Patriots because the Patriots are a better team and have a better quarterback than Jacksonville and have better coaching in Jacksonville. And they might have a better defense in Jacksonville. I feel like the Patriots will be good this year because, they added receivers like A.J. Brown, Romeo Dobbs. I mean, those guys will probably be a problem for your defense. And Drake May could be too much for your defense too as well. I mean, I feel like this game will be super close. I can see an upset, but I'm gonna go ahead and say Jacksonville pulls off the upset against the Patriots because I just really think that Jacksonville, like I just think their offense can make more plays, and I'm a believer in Jacksonville's defense. I think they'll find a way to contain Drake May, and I feel like they'll do a good job stopping the run, force turnovers, force Drake May in some tough situations. So yeah, so I think the Jacksonville Jags are gonna win, but I wouldn't rule out New England winning. But I just think Jacksonville's gonna win, even though I think the Patriots are a better team. So yeah, I got Jacksonville winning as an upset special. Week 4 against the Bengals. I actually think the Bengals will win this game because I just feel like Joe Burrow is just gonna be too much for your defense, and I just really feel like that the weapons that they have on offense, including Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, they're going to be too much for your secondary to handle because I just don't think you guys have the corners or like the defense to cover the Bengals and or whatever you say, the receivers. And I just think Burrow's just going to slice and dice your secondary up. And I really think that the defense of the Bengals is much improved right now, which I think their defense will make more plays. And I think they'll do a good job stopping the run, getting pressure, force turnovers and all that, force Trevor Lawrence to hold on to the ball, force him to beat you and all that. So yeah, and their secondary is much improved now, which I think they'll do a good job, holding up against your pass catchers. So yeah, I think the Bengals will win because I think the Bengals are a much more complete team. They're at home. So yeah, I think the Bengals win that game. Even last year, the Bengals did beat them at home, and that was when Joe Burrow was hurt, and then all of a sudden they ended up beating them with a backup quarterback. I feel like as long as Joe Burrow's healthy, I think the Bengals are going to win that game. Week 5, they got to play versus the Eagles in London. Obviously, this is another game that can definitely go either way. They have both games in London's week 5 and 6. It's between the Eagles and the Texans. But in my opinion, I think they're going to at least lose to one of them. I think they're going to lose one of them and win one of them though, because the Eagles is kind of tricky because the Eagles might take a step back this year because AJ Brown is gone. I'm not sure how the Eagles offense is going to be able to function it without him. I mean, they added multiple receivers like Hollywood Brown, Elijah Moore, Dontavian Wicks, and they also drafted a receiver in the first round, Mekhi Lemon, to go along with Smith. Now, the Eagles offense cannot run the ball like they used to. I mean, they have Saquon Barkley. They have a solid offensive line. They have a solid defense, which is better than your defense. And I feel like you guys have a better coaching staff than the Eagles. And then between the Texans, I mean, they have a better defense than you guys will do. And I think the Texans are kind of a better team. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead and just say you're going to lose to Philly because I just really think that Eagles defense will make more plays. And I really think their offense will make more plays as well and have more answers for your defense and your offense. Because I think the Eagles defense is just going to win them the game itself because they have a great offensive and defensive line. I think their defensive line is going to make more plays to get after Trevor Lawrence and make life difficult on them. And I really think that, that they'll do a really good job, I just think they'll really do a really good job, forcing turnovers, mistake, and I think their defense will make more plays because I really think they have the corners to man up against your pass catchers. And the Eagles pretty much do have the offense to get past your Even though the Eagles' offense is not as great, but I think the Eagles' offense will do enough to get past your defense because I think the Eagles' offense can make more plays and have more answers. Because I feel like Devonta Smith it's a problem. Dallas Guy here's a problem. I think they'll have. I think those guys will have a day here. And I just really think that the Eagles are just a much more complete team and have the much more complete roster and have a better defense. So that's why I think the Eagles are going to win this game. And then week 6 against the Texans, I'm actually going to say you're going to bounce back and beat the Texans because you usually play the Texans tough. And like I said, Jacksonville's really good in London. Like one game they're not good in London, the other game they are. I just think Jacksonville is just slightly like I just think their offense can make more plays, and I think Jacksonville's defense can win them this game as well too. So yeah, so I think Jacksonville will win. They might have more to play for because this is a team that could totally they could be a team that they might make the playoffs or they could barely miss it. So yeah, I think you guys will have more to play for because Jacksonville, like I said, you might make the. I feel like Jacksonville could be a team that they might make the playoffs or they could barely miss it. And you guys usually play them tough anyway. So yeah, I think Jacksonville's going to win that game for sure at home, even though it's a home game for you guys. But you guys are in London, so yeah. And then they got a bye week. Then after the bye week, they have to play at home in their stadium against the Colts. I'm actually going to say Jacksonville wins this game because typically the Colts always struggle to beat them in Jacksonville. Because you know why? Because Jacksonville has owned them for like the last couple of years. Because I don't even remember the last time the Colts beat the Jags in Jacksonville. So I don't really know. So I just need to see it before I believe it. Especially Jacksonville is coming off a bye where they have a week to prepare and all that. So yeah. So I think Jacksonville's going to win this game. And on top of that, I think the Colts are taking a step back this year because Daniel Jones will be rusty coming off an injury. I mean, their offense may not be as good as they used to be post Michael Pittman. Their defense may not be as good as it used to be. So I think Jacksonville wins this game because I think Jacksonville's a slightly much more complete team and have a better quarterback as well. And they're at home. So yeah, I think Jacksonville wins this game here. Then they got to play against the Baltimore. Week 9, they play against the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore on a Thursday night short week in Baltimore. This is going to be a really interesting game, though. I could see it go either way. Now, I know most people could be picking the Jags to win because Jacksonville could be a better team than the Ravens, but I'm actually going to go with the Ravens here because I think the Ravens are going to be a good team this year. I think the Ravens are just going to be a slightly much more better team than Jacksonville. I think they have a much more better quarterback than Jacksonville. And I just really believe that, Lamar is just going to be too much for your defense. And I feel like Zay Flowers and Mark Andrews is going to be a problem for your secondary as well. Because I don't think you guys really have like the secondary guys to cover the Ravens pass catchers. I can see Derrick Henry having a big game too as well, which I don't think your defense will have an answer for. And I think the Ravens defense will be much better than the Jags because they pretty much improved their D-line, adding, multiple veterans. And I think the Ravens defense can make more plays, and I think they'll have more answers for the Jacksonville offense. And they pretty much do have the corners to man up against the Jags receivers. So, yeah, so I really think the Ravens are going to win this game because playing in Baltimore is tough, and I think they're just a much more complete team. So, yeah, so I think the Ravens win this game. Next game, week 10, that to play against Tennessee Titans. Obviously, I think you guys are gonna split the Titans this year. So I'm gonna give you a loss against Tennessee on the road, and I'm gonna say you win the last game against the Titans because I just really think that Tennessee does play the Jags tough. I feel like Tennessee could take a step forward this year. So yeah. But in my opinion, I think Jacksonville is a slightly much more complete team than them. So that's why I think Jacksonville will win the last game. And then the reason why I got them losing to the Titans is because I kind of really think that, the Titans might sneak one against them, and usually they'll play them tough in one matchup. So, yeah, so I think the Titans are going to win this game here. Week 11, they play against the New York Giants on the road. Actually, this game right here is kind of tough to choose. This can definitely go either way. Um, I can really see a point where I can really see I can really see the Giants win because the Giants pretty much did improve at coaching. They did improve, made improvements on the offense, adding weapons like Isaiah Likely, Darnell Mooney, Odell Beckham, etc. Like, yeah. And then the offensive line, it may not be good, but their pass rush is okay, but the defense may not be as good what they believe it would be. So yeah, I think Jacksonville's defense is much better than the Giants. So I'm gonna take the Jags to win this game because I just think that the Jags are just like the more. I think the Jags are just a more complete team, and they pretty much have the better quarterback as well. And I just really think that the Jags defense will make more plays, and I really think their offense will make more plays because I don't think the Giants really have the cover guys to man up against Brian Thomas and Kobe Myers. So yeah, and Travis Hunter as well. So I think the Jags offense is just going to have a day here, and I think they'll have more answers for the Giants defense. So that's why I think the Jags will win this game. But I would not be surprised if the Giants just pull off an upset. Week 13 against the Chicago Bears. I actually think the Bears, this game right here can definitely go either way. Now, I know most people could be picking the Jags to win because Jacksonville could be a better team than the Bears, but I'm going to pick the Bears here because I just think the Bears, playing Chicago is tough environment, and it could be cold there. Like, who knows, especially in September as well. And I don't know if I would really trust a Florida team going to Chicago in the month of December as well, where it could be cold. I just think the Bears, pretty much have like a better like overall roster. Like, I wouldn't say better overall roster. I think the Bears are just a much more complete team. And I just really think that the Bears, I feel like Ben Johnson is going to have tricks up his sleeves against the Jags defense. And I think Caleb could totally be too much for your defense because the Bears do have the offense to get past that because, they got weapons like Colston Loveland, Rome Odunze, Luther Burden. I like the running backs in Swift and Monangai. I think the Bears offense will make more plays, and I think Ben Johnson in this Bears team will have more answers for the Jags defense. And I think the Bears defense, it may not be as good, but I think the Bears defense can totally make more plays because their defense does play well at home. So, yeah, I think the Bears win that game. Week 14, they got to play against the Pittsburgh Steelers at a Monday night primetime in Jacksonville. I'm actually going to give the Steelers, I'm going to give Jacksonville the win here because I just really think that Jacksonville, I think Trevor Lawrence can do enough, and the Jags offense can probably at least do enough to at least do enough offensively to move the ball against the Steelers defense. Now I know the Steelers pretty much do have a weaker defense. I mean, they do got some good players on there, but they're getting old and they're very predictable. So I think the Jags off, you might be able to move the ball against them. You might be able to run the ball on them. You might be able to throw the ball on them as well. And the Steelers don't have a great offensive line, but they have great weapons. So I think Jacksonville's defense can totally make some plays there and find a way to at least overwhelm, the Steelers offense, especially the old man Aaron Rodgers as well. So yeah, so I think Jacksonville wins this game here at home. Week 15 against the Houston Texans. You guys are going to split with the Texans, so I'm giving the Texans a win here because I think the Texans are going to be a good team. I think the Texans are just a much more complete team, have a better quarterback, better coaching staff. They're at home. They're just a much more complete team. So I think that's why I think the Texans will win this game. And I have the Texans winning the division as well. I got them being a good team this year. So yeah, that's why I think the Texans will win that game. Week 16 against the Dallas Cowboys. Obviously, this is another game that can go either way. This is a Sunday night primetime as well. I mean, most people could be picking Jacksonville to win because Jacksonville could be a better team than Dallas. But you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and I feel like this game will be fun to watch. I think it will be close. Dallas is a challenge. I mean, they have a great offense. They have great balance. Um, they have a great defense led by. I mean, their defense did improve a little bit, adding some pieces through the draft and through free agency. The offense is still the same. Like, they can run the ball, they can throw. They have a good offensive line and a great quarterback as well. I think this game right here could totally be a shootout, but I'm going to go with the Cowboys here. And the reason why I'm going to go with the Cowboys here is because I just really think that the Cowboys, um, I just think the Cowboys are just a much more complete, like, I just think Dallas is going to be a better team this year. I think Dallas offense can stay balanced. And I just think that, you know, Dak might be too much for your defense. And I really think that, the weapons of CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, Jake Ferguson, those guys are probably going to be too much for your secondary to handle because I don't think you guys have the defense or like the cover guys to cover the Cowboys. So I just think you guys don't really have that. And I think the Cowboys can get the run game going. And I think their offensive line is probably going to play so well against your D line, which that can totally put your defense in a bad position. And I just think Dallas defense may not be as good as they hope it would be. But I think their defense can make some plays there, especially with their new improved defense they have. And I think Christian Parker, he was a defensive coach of Philadelphia, and he pretty much knows how to at least defend Jacksonville. I think he'll find a way to have a good game plan against Jacksonville's offense, how to attack Trevor Lawrence and all that. So, yeah, I think the Cowboys are going to be a better team this year. So, yeah, that's why I think the Cowboys will win. Especially, I think the Cowboys, they're at home and they have the better quarterback. And I just think they're just going to be a much more better team. So, yeah, that's why I think the Cowboys are going to win that game. Week 17 against the Washington Commanders. I'm going with Jacksonville to win this game. But it will be good, though. I mean, some people could pick Commanders to win, but I'm picking Jacksonville to win this game because I just think Jacksonville, I just really think that, their offense is going to, like, have a day here. And I just think Trevor Lawrence is going to have a day here because I just feel like the Commanders, like, they did improve. They might take a step forward this year, but I kind of feel like their offense may not be the same without Cliff Kingsbury, especially they have a new offensive coordinator. I just think their defense, they did make some improvements, but I don't think it's going to be good like they hope it would be. So I think the Jags offense should be able to move the ball against them. They should be able to throw the ball against them because I don't think the Commanders really have the corners to cover against the Jags receiver. So I think Jacoby Myers and Travis Hunter and Brian Thomas will have a good game here. So, yeah, and I think they pretty much have a decent pass rush as well. And Jacksonville's defense was much better than the Commanders last year. So I think Jacksonville's defense might make more plays and might have more answers for the Commanders. So, yeah. I think Jacksonville's is a slightly much more complete team. So that's why I think the Jags are going to win this game. Then week 18 against the Colts. I could see you sweeping the Colts, but I'm going to say the Colts win this game here because I just think the Colts, sometimes they usually play the Jags tough and all that environment and the game's in Indy. But I feel like if Daniel Jones is healthy, I think you're going to lose to the Colts once. So, yeah. But even if he's not healthy enough for a full season, I think you guys will sweep him. So, yeah. So, basically, I have the Jags going 8-9, which I know that's kind of disappointing for Jags fans, which I know that's something that Jacksonville Jags fans don't want to see. But, I feel like 8-9 sounds about right for them. I can see them going like 9-8. Maybe I can see them being as good as 10-7, 11-6. Like, yeah, I mean 6-6 in the conference, 3-3 in division, 8-1 away, 7-1 at home. I mean, yeah, pretty much not bad at all. But as you look at the schedule, I mean, it may not be as easy as it is because they have to play the Broncos, they play the Patriots, they play the Bengals, improved Bengals team that can make the playoffs. They play the Eagles, they play the Texans twice. Um, they play the Ravens, they play the Bears, they play the Steelers, they play the Colts twice, and they play an improved Cowboys team. So yeah, so as you look at the schedule, I mean, it's a very difficult schedule. I mean, like I've been saying, I can totally see the Jags being as bad as 7-10, 6-11. I can see that happening though. But I kind of feel like 8-9, 9-8, maybe 7-10, like maybe 10-7 sounds about right. Somewhere in that range. Maybe they win like 10 at best, maybe 11 at best if everything goes right, if the defense plays a high level. But I kind of really feel like that I really have questions for the Jags. I feel like this is a year to take a step back because I really have questions for them. I feel like that, they lost pieces like Travis Etienne. I don't really think their run game is going to be the same as it was last year. I feel like their offensive line is okay, but is mid and kind of average. I think the defense, it's okay, but I don't really think it's going to be anything special. I don't think it's going to be as good as last year since they lost Devin Lloyd. And Travis Hunter is a question because I don't know if he's going to play wide receiver or cornerback, but I just don't know if he's going to be playing full-time corner or full-time receiver, which I don't know. And I really have questions about their secondary as well because they need corners and safeties because I don't know if the secondary is going to be anything special because I don't think their secondary is good. I feel like they need some improvements there. So, yeah. So I feel like 8-9 sounds about right for Jacksonville. I mean, that's how I feel about them. I mean, I hope I'm wrong, but I feel like 8-9 is my record for Jacksonville Jaguars. I kind of really feel like this is a year to take a step back. I mean, they were so lucky to make the playoffs last year and won a lot of close games. I feel like I love Liam Cohen. I feel like he's a really good play caller, a really good coach. I love Trevor Lawrence. I feel like he's fine, but he's kind of a bit overrated. So, yeah. So, like I said, I hope I'm wrong on this. I hope Jacksonville proves me wrong, but that's what I think. That's how I see it. I think 8-9 sound about right because I have the Texans winning the division. So yeah, so you let me know in the comment section if you disagree. If you disagree with me on this, let's let me know in the comment section below. Or if you agree, like let me know what you guys think. So well, this is Emmanuel Jones, a big fan. Thank you guys for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe to my channel, and you can see more of my videos or my playlist of my NFL record prediction videos. So yeah, so thank you guys for watching and tuning in. See you guys later. Peace.